The Plugless TV, Loss of Innocence, and Kubrick's Cinematic Rabbit Hole, a scholarly dive into The Shining and Summer of '42. Stanley Kubrick's The Shining is a labyrinth of thematic complexities, psychological puzzles, and haunting visual motifs. One of its more peculiar moments occurs when Wendy and Danny are watching the 1971 film Summer of '42 on a television that notably isn't plugged in. On its surface, this detail seems like a minor production quirk, but in Kubrick's meticulously constructed universe, there are no accidents, only deeper meanings waiting to be dissected with the zeal of an over-caffeinated film scholar. Through the lens of Summer of '42, Kubrick explores The Shining's broader themes of innocence lost, the cyclical nature of trauma, and the dark shadows cast by historical atrocities such as the Holocaust, the genocide of Native Americans, and the blood-soaked saga of American westward expansion. Let's unpack how this unplugged television and the seemingly out-of-place coming-of-age film tie into Kubrick's grand design. An unplugged TV, a portal to themes of loss and reality. Why is the TV unplugged? Because Kubrick, ever the perfectionist, wants us to notice it. The unplugged TV isn't just a quirk, it's a metaphorical device. It represents how Danny and Wendy, and by extension all of us, engage with narratives of the past, detached, incomplete, and filtered through layers of interpretation. A symbol of disconnection, the unplugged TV symbolizes a break from reality. Just as Wendy and Danny are unaware of their descent into the Overlook Hotel's madness, the TV reminds us that they're disconnected from the true horror surrounding them. Watching a nostalgic coming-of-age story while trapped in a haunted hotel underscores their obliviousness to the danger lurking around every corner. The specter of media's power, the image of a TV running without power, hints at Kubrick's recurring theme of media manipulation. The Overlook Hotel, like the unplugged TV, spins a narrative, glamorous, timeless, and inviting, while concealing the horrors beneath. Kubrick may also be slyly commenting on our own relationship with media. We watch, consume, and feel, even when we're not fully connected to the truth. Summer of '42, a coming-of-age story amidst the chaos of war. Summer of '42 tells the tender, bittersweet story of a group of Jewish boys navigating adolescence during the backdrop of World War II. It's a tale of innocence lost, sexual awakening, and the harsh realities of life intruding on youthful dreams. This is no accident. Kubrick didn't just pick a random movie for Danny and Wendy to watch. By choosing Summer of '42, Kubrick aligns The Shining with the universal themes of innocence corrupted by forces beyond control. Kubrick's parallel coming of age. Kubrick himself came of age during World War II, an experience that undoubtedly shaped his worldview. The themes of Summer of '42 echo Kubrick's exploration of innocence lost, how childhood and naive ideals are shattered by the unrelenting march of history. Danny as a reflection of youth amid trauma, like the boys in Summer of '42, Danny Torrance is coming of age in an environment rife with violence and chaos. His psychic ability, The Shining, forces him to confront truths that children aren't meant to handle, like the spectral horrors of room 237 or the river of blood flowing from the hotel's elevators. Wendy as the nostalgic idealist, Wendy, glued to the TV and blissfully unaware of Jack's descent into madness, mirrors the audience of Summer of '42, longing for a simpler, more innocent time. Her role as protector and mother becomes increasingly futile as the Overlook tears her family apart. Loss of innocence, linking The Shining to genocide and atrocity. Innocence lost isn't just a personal tragedy in The Shining, it's a historical and cultural one. The film's themes of genocide, the Holocaust, and westward expansion are all tied to the overarching idea of civilization's corruption through violence. The Holocaust and cultural memory. Kubrick was deeply affected by the Holocaust, a tragedy he indirectly referenced in several films. The Shining explores the cyclical nature of human atrocity, with the Overlook Hotel serving as a repository for humanity's darkest impulses. The boys of Summer of '42 come of age as the Holocaust rages in Europe, representing the global loss of innocence during World War II. The unplugged TV reflects the disconnection between generations, how we process history as an abstraction, a story to be consumed rather than a reality to be reckoned with. American westward expansion and the Overlook Hotel. The Overlook, built on Native American burial grounds, is itself a monument to the genocide that underpinned America's expansion. By juxtaposing this with Summer of '42, Kubrick reminds us that the loss of innocence isn't just personal, it's historical, collective, and tied to the blood-soaked foundations of modern civilization. The red thread, themes of cyclical violence and denial. Kubrick weaves these threads together with his usual subtlety, suggesting that the loss of innocence, whether through personal trauma or historical atrocity, is inevitable, cyclical, and often ignored. The unplugged TV running Summer of 42 serves as a microcosm of this denial. A visual paradox, the unplugged TV is a reflection of the Overlook itself, seemingly harmless, but powered by something unseen and malevolent. A cycle of violence. Just as the Overlook repeats its horrors with each new caretaker, history repeats itself, with each generation processing the same atrocities in new forms. Conclusion: the layers of Kubrick's madness. The choice to have Danny and Wendy watch Summer of 42 on an unplugged television is classic Kubrick, a seemingly minor detail loaded with psychological and historical significance. It ties together the personal and the political, the past and the present, the haunted hotel and the haunted histories of our world. At its heart, The Shining is about the stories we tell ourselves to mask our guilt, avoid our fears, and deny our complicity. The unplugged TV is both a literal and metaphorical reminder that even when we try to disconnect, the ghosts of history are always there, flickering on the screen, waiting to be reckoned with. Kubrick, as always, makes us laugh, cringe, and think, often all at once. And as we sit here watching the TV of our own time, plugged in or not, we're left with a haunting question: what horrors are we pretending not to see?